Hey, what's going on, guys? I had a quick topic that I think is quite relevant to what's going on in the news lately and what's going on in the workforce lately, and that is this $15 an hour wage increase that pretty much seems to be exclusively for fast food workers. I'm not even going to get into it right now about how fucking stupid that is, to give one group of workers an exclusive right to a minimum wage. Okay, but I think a lot of these people that are striking and holding up their stupid signs wanting a minimum wage increase, I don't think they realize quite what the ramifications are, okay, for these kind of things, like this kind of a wage increase for fast food restaurants, okay? So I'm just going to go through some of the basic ones. The number one reason that I think that it's bad, okay, and when I say number one, I don't mean these in any particular order. I'm just kind of going through a list in my head right now of why I think that they're bad ideas. So the first reason would be McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell. These are supposed to be entry-level jobs for people that have never worked before, that are in college, in high school, you know, that kind of thing. So if you have these jobs that, I mean, it creates no motivation to succeed in life. If you're making $15 an hour at an entry-level job, why would you ever leave? Okay, and that's going to be the mentality of people right now that are in their 20s and 30s that are still working at fast food restaurants. The problem is, and I'll get into this in another point, there's going to be a domino effect. Everybody's going to start wanting it, okay? I don't understand how they can single out fast food workers. Does the guy at the gas station not work just as hard as the guy at McDonald's or Taco Bell? But you don't see them complaining. There's people that work there that are in their 20s and 30s that get minimum wage, okay? And the difficulty of working in a gas station is just as equal as it is to work in a fast food restaurant. It is no harder to operate that register than it is to operate a McDonald's register, okay? So the point is, if you're making $15 an hour and let's say you're 20 or 25 years old, eventually that minimum wage is going to go up because everybody's going to want it, okay? And then once everything goes up, things like the price of gas, price of milk, the cost of living itself is going to go up. So now they're not going to be any better off. The only difference is in 10 years when the minimum wage federal is 15, okay, now you're going to have these people that are going to want to bitch again and say, oh, well, now it needs to be $30 an hour to work at McDonald's. And it's just going to keep happening. The problem is, people that should have been spending their 20s going to a vocational school at minimum or college are now going to be in their mid-30s, almost 40 years old. They're going to be way past that point when they had the chance to go to college and get an education because they're like, oh, I have a $15 an hour job. What do I ever need that for? Another thing, point number 2. Going from less than $20,000 a year to over 35, I think is what they said on the news, $35,000 a year for a full-time fast food employee will put you in a new tax bracket. And that means for all these kids that are working part-time, I'm talking like 25, 30 hours a week, okay, or even 15 to 20 hours a week, okay, once you start making more money, all this free health care that you're getting, that you qualify because of how little you make in your family size, you're going to lose that health care, okay? And believe me, I went from a job where I was at a temporary job where I was receiving health care from the state. I was only there for a short period of time, and I was making jack shit for money. And then I went to a job where I was making $17 an hour, and all of a sudden I was expected to pay like $178 every 2 weeks for my health insurance with a $6,000 deductible thanks to Obamacare, the biggest fucking catastrophe that this country's ever seen. But People don't realize this when they're striking and when they're saying that they need these wages. As soon as they start making $15 an hour, they're going to be in a new tax bracket, so they're going to get cut off from their health care. So that extra boost they got in their pay, they're going to be pissing away a giant portion of it for just the health care of someone that's in a $34,000 tax bracket. And state and federal taxes are going to hit you twice as hard. Okay? If you make like less than $15,000 or $16,000 a year, you really don't pay a whole lot into federal, you don't pay a whole lot into state. Once you get past like that $25,000, $30,000 mark, you start paying through the fucking ass in income taxes. Okay? As I said earlier, number 3, fast food is not a career. It is a job for unexperienced workers who are in high school or college. That's a fact. Okay? Everybody knows that. I knew that when I was 16. Most 16-year-olds know it. They know that that's not a career. Flipping burgers is not a career. Okay? The 4th point I want to make is employers who normally would just hire any inexperienced teenager out of high school or anybody off the street that has no experience. Okay? They're not going to do that anymore. Employers are going to start being more selective about who they hire and who they keep around. If you think that texting and screwing around with your friends back by the grill is a normal day, your employer is going to decide that they don't need you anymore, because there's somebody out there that really wants that $15 an hour, and they're going to work harder for it. And believe me, they're going to make you work harder, and you're going to be assigned more shit, because places like fast food restaurants are going to downsize their staff to save money. So instead of maybe having 4 people in the back, like 2 near the grill and 2 on prep, and then like 3 people up front for cash registers, I mean, they're already talking about replacing the cashiers with automated cashiering systems. Like if you've ever been in a Tops or a Walmart, they have these automated cash registers. You can have 6 registers and 1 person that just stands there and mans them in case there's a problem. That's how it's going to be. You're going to have a restaurant that maybe used to have 3 or 4 cashiers on any given time during a busy night like Friday or Saturday night, and they're going to be replaced by computers and 1 person that stands there and just makes sure that computer works. Okay? So, and as far as McDonald's, I know from when I used to eat fast food, and when I used to work there when I was 16, I worked there for like 4 months. All I ever did was fuck around. I mean, we used to mop the floor and go all the way to the back of the restaurant, run to the front, and see who could slide the farthest. It was a fun job, and that's why you got paid dick for it. It's because you screwed around. That's who it's for. Okay? The next point, and this one kind of goes back to what I said about the gas station. Okay? The 5th point that I have is it's just not fair. Why should someone who got good grades in school, went to college, the kind of person that wears a suit and tie for their interview and got selected for employment out of a large group of applicants, make less than someone that works a job that you can be trained for in 1 week. Okay? For example, people in the Army, people in any branch of military, even people that have been there 2 years don't even make per hour what a McDonald's employee is going to be making. Okay? And I know people that went to school to be an auto mechanic, people that work in nursing homes, like cleaning shit and taking care of old people, that don't make $15 an hour. And that's why it's not fair. And like I said earlier, how can they determine that being in a fast food restaurant is worth any more than somebody that works at a gas station or somebody that's a cashier at a small store like a Dollar General or Dollar Tree or somebody at Tops, Wegmans, wherever? Okay? It's just not fair. It's not fair to single out fast food workers and say, yep, you guys deserve $15 an hour, but that guy that runs the cash register at the gas station and stocks the entire store and mops up every night and works those overnight shifts for those 24-hour gas stations, that guy doesn't deserve the money, but you guys that flip burgers, yeah, you guys are fine. Okay? Number 6 reason that I was thinking, it is very unconstitutional to create an exclusive or privileged minimum wage for a select group. It's discrimination. Like I said about the gas station, saying that McDonald's workers are worth more than gas station attendants, it's discrimination. You're saying just because these people prepare fast food, I mean, that's just fucking retarded. Absolutely retarded. Okay? Number 7 reason that I was thinking is just plain and simple. You don't deserve $15 an hour. Okay? People are supposed to be paid based on the difficulty and knowledge required of the work they perform. There are some police officers and EMTs who save lives, stop crimes, prevent burglaries. The people that show up to your house when you get robbed, these people work their asses off to be in their positions, and they have very, very risky, difficult jobs, okay? And they won't be making as much as someone that flips burgers. Police officers, for fuck's sake. And EMTs, people that actually save lives, okay? Ironically, working at McDonald's, you are helping kill people because that food is terrible, okay? If you're in your 30s and you're still standing in front of a fryer, maybe it's time to find a different job. Instead of bitching about how much you get paid, why don't you find a different job? Any job besides fast food. Jesus, even Walmart cashiers make above minimum wage, and they get discounts for like everything in the store. Common fucking sense, people. The 8th point that I wanted to make is that if you can't make ends meet, maybe it's not the employer's fault. It is not their responsibility to babysit you. They did not force you to have 7 kids. They did not force you not to go to college. They didn't force you to buy that 60-inch plasma TV and the 3 video game consoles to go with it. They didn't force you to buy a new car instead of a used one. This is all, people just don't know how to prioritize their money, and that's why they're fucked. Okay? If you're unhappy with your wages and you can't make ends meet, work somewhere else. Or go to night school, do something, get some kind of an education, instead of bitching about where you're at. Okay? The 9th reason, like I was saying earlier, is the domino effect. All minimum wage employees are eventually going to want more money, and that will cause businesses to close. Plain and simple. I don't think I really need to elaborate. And the 10th reason is fast food establishments are supposed to be an affordable place for families with a limited income to eat. That is why they have things like a cheeseburger for a fucking $1. This change will cause an increase in the prices. You can bet your ass on it. Mark my words, when McDonald's employees are making $15 an hour, and this goes countrywide, okay, this is going to increase prices. Not only that, things like vacation time that employees accrue, things like discounts, like if an employee wants a discount to eat the McDonald's food because they work there, they're going to take that kind of shit away. Okay? It's as simple as that. So keep in mind this. I've been very, very careful in the entire time that I've been talking to not point out any certain race, any certain religion, any certain sexual orientation. I have not pointed out anything besides maybe an age range, which I'm not discriminating. I'm just saying, if you're 40 and you work at McDonald's, you have not done something right in your life. Okay? So this isn't a black thing, this isn't a white thing, this isn't a Mexican thing, an Asian thing, a Middle Eastern thing. This is not a political issue. This is literally an issue of, if you don't like making minimum wage at a fast food restaurant, then don't work there. Go get a job at Lowe's, go get a job at JCPenney or Peebles or anywhere, they all pay more